We don't know whether the Department of Justice will actually release all the files or if...
Tonight's guest might be one of the only people on Earth who successfully body slammed his way out of a wrestling ring and straight into blockbuster movies and hit TV shows. And now, after more than 2 decades, he's about to say goodbye to the world that made him a legend. His final match drops December 13th, streaming live on Peacock, so stick around, because you're going to want to hear what he's about to reveal. Ladies and gentlemen, the 17-time WWE World Champion himself, John Cena. How you doing, man? Let's settle in. Cena walks out, crowd fired up. Some fans decked out in full merch. He jokes he can't even see the people in the back. Classic Cena moment. It's wild to think about this. He's been touring, wrestling, performing for 23 straight years, and now he's officially calling it quits. December 13th marks the end of the road. No more jean shorts. No more entrances. Through a blast of fireworks, this is it. The host reminds him it's been a long time since he last sat in that chair. Cena laughs, saying he can barely remember yesterday, let alone 20 years ago, which is when he first appeared on the show back in 2005. And back then, he wasn't just wrestling, he was promoting his rap album. Yep, if you weren't around for that era, Cena actually went platinum. The host even helped push it to triple platinum. Will we ever get a 20-year anniversary album reboot? Cena shuts it down instantly. Nope, that chapter is locked away. It's just like his WWE career will be after December 13th. But he does admit he listens to the album once a year and is still proud of what he created. The host points out something. To most people don't come out of rapper turned wrestler turned actor careers looking good. But Cena, he managed to win in every lane. Cena shrugs it off, saying most folks don't even get the chance to try all that. Then comes something almost nobody gets, a state holiday. It's named after him. Yep, Massachusetts declared November 10th John Cena Day, and it's not a one-year thing. It's every year, forever. But the real winner? Cena says it's his dad, because his dad, also named John Cena, different middle name, still lives in their hometown, so he's probably out there parking wherever he wants and causing chaos like relax, it's John Cena Day. When asked if he thinks he'll ever get a street named after him, Cena laughs. There are like 3 streets in his hometown, so if one of them gets renamed Cena Street, that would basically be the town's version of a Super Bowl parade. Finally, the big topic, the farewell tour, CNA explains. He announced his retirement 15 months in advance. Nobody in WWE history has ever done. WWE legends usually never retire. They always come back for one last match, but Cena insists this is final. December 13th is the last time you'll ever see him compete in a ring. The host teases him, what if you do wrestle again? Cena laughs, then you can roll this clip and call me a liar. And trust me, this story gets even crazier. So make sure you stick around for the next part of the interview. Breakdown CNA talks about how some fans still don't believe he's actually retiring. And honestly, he gets it. Nothing like this has been done before in WWE. That's why he announced it so early. For more than 20 years, people invited him into their homes every single week. No off-season, no reruns. That creates a real bond. And traveling this past year, let him meet fans who shared what that connection meant to them. He wanted to give everyone enough time to process the idea that the journey is ending. It's almost like giving fans a chance for closure, and for anyone still convinced he's not retiring. He warns that after December 13th, it's going to feel strange, because they won't get the farewell moment they're expecting. That's why he hopes everyone shows up for Saturday night's main event on Peacock, because that's the final chapter. He still doesn't know who his last opponent will be. The host jokes about him fighting his own dad. John Cena versus John Cena. Cena laughs, but says entertainment-wise that might not land, even though his dad moves pretty well for 80 right now. It sounds like the match is narrowed down to 2 possible opponents. Then he's asked whether the event will be stacked with legendary names coming out to honor him. Cena says he actually requested the opposite, instead of a long tribute show focused on looking backward. He wants only his last match to reflect his career, and then the rest of the event to highlight the future. So on December 13th, viewers will get his last in-ring performance, but also see rising talents step into the spotlight. He explains. that he only got his start because an established star threw out an open challenge. Cena, then completely unknown, walked out and took that opportunity. Now, 23 years later, he wants to pay that moment forward and let new superstars prove themselves on the same stage. The host jokes that maybe Cena just wants to leave early. But Cena admits he usually goes to bed early anyway. For this night, though, he'll stick around. It's the finale. They tease a break, promising more when they return. The host also mentions wanting to revisit something Cena did that still blows his mind. Cena's Oscars appearance in 2023. When they come back, they roll the clip Cena on stage wearing practically nothing but a tiny card. The host says he was extremely impressed and remembers all the negotiations behind the scenes. CNA explains that the network's standards and practices team was panicking because the Oscars are live, not edited. They were worried something might slip out. Cena originally wanted to hold a normal-sized card, but they insisted it needed to be larger to prevent any accidental exposure. Cena jokes about wanting to walk out there free and breezy, but the team wasn't having it. They ended up enlarging the card, and Cena had to be completely glued up to make sure absolutely nothing could be shown, because that's one of the strictest broadcasting rules. They joke about the #1 rule at the Oscars. Absolutely nothing extra can be shown. A policy that's been in place for nearly a century. Cena admits he had everything, yes. Everything taped down backstage. The host confirms it. You literally had tape on your butt. Cena laughs, saying it's 100% true. Backstage. It wasn't him who was nervous. It was the poor staff members, responsible for making sure nothing slipped past broadcast standards. They kept checking on him over and over. At one point, Cena jokes, he realized some of the people checking didn't even work there. It was bizarre, but hilarious. Despite the chaos behind the scenes, Cena says the whole night was genuinely fun. The host asks what was going through his mind standing nearly naked in front of Hollywood's elite. Cena says the first thing he felt was that he didn't even belong in that room. He was standing in front of people he's looked up to as the entire life, and getting to entertain them for even a few seconds was huge. Because of his WWE background, he knew keeping the stunt a surprise required skipping most of the pre-show fun. So he avoided the red carpet, stayed tucked away in a tiny dressing room with his friend Dan Babe, and just played cards until it was time. They rehearsed once, very quickly, with only a few crew members around. Then he walked out, delivered the bit, walked back, and that was it. No spotlight hogging, no extra attention, because the priority was making the sketch work, not making it about him. The host insists Cena does belong in that room and reminds him he noticed his talent way back during Cena's first talk show appearance, promoting his rap album. Even though he wasn't a big wrestling fan, he remembers thinking, that guy's got something. And after seeing Cena almost naked on live TV, he's even more convinced. Then the conversation shifts to grooming. Will Cena continue shaving his entire body now that he's stepping away from wrestling? Cena says yes, it's just part of who he is at this point, but he does not recommend it to anyone else. It comes with way too many hazards. They circle back to his final match. The host hopes Cena wins his last WWE bout. Cena promises he'll give everything he has, reminds him that in a singles match, you either come in first or second. So, one way or another, he's at least taking home silver. Asked how he plans to celebrate afterward, Cena says that the night of the match, just wants to be surrounded by the people he loves most. And the next morning, if all goes well, he'll wake up with a well-earned hangover. The host closes things out, reminding everyone they can watch Cena's final match live on December 13th on Peacock. If you're enjoying this rewrite and want to keep the series going, smash that like, hit subscribe, and drop a comment telling me your favorite John Cena moment of all time. Tonight's guest is one of the rare humans who managed to pull off the impossible, going from the chaos of the wrestling ring to becoming a full-blown Hollywood powerhouse. And on December 13th, he's stepping into the spotlight one last time. Stay with me, because you're about to hear stories you've never heard before. Please welcome 17-time WWE World Champion, John Cena. Hey, good to see you. Let's all settle in, he says while scanning the room. Man, I still can't See half of you up there, but I can see you rocking the Intuit gear. Respect. Fans are wearing his merch everywhere. Honestly, didn't even notice that. He laughs. For a second, when you walked out, I thought you were in a Dodgers jersey. Nope. Just inspired by it, he replies. And then it hits. Cena's been touring for 23 years. Yeah, it's wild, he says. Feels like the end of a really long concert tour. Like Cher level long. December 13th marks the finale. It's been a while since we caught up, he adds. 2 decades. That long. Do you remember the first time he appeared on the show? Nope, Cena jokes. Honestly, I barely remember yesterday. It was 2005. Not only was he tearing it up in the ring, he was also promoting his rap album. He helped that album go platinum, he's reminded. Triple platinum, Cena corrects with a grin. Will there ever be a follow-up album, maybe? A 20-year anniversary edition? No chance, he says immediately. That chapter's closed. It's just like the WWE chapter closes on December 13th. But does he ever listen to it? Every year. I'm genuinely proud of it. He reflects on it all. You get into these different lanes, wrestling, TV, movies, and suddenly you look back like, wow, I also made a rap album. Not many people get to do all that. And speaking of rare achievements, he's got something almost nobody else has. An official day named after him. November 10th, permanently, is John Cena Day in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The real winner here is my dad, Cena says, because his dad, also named John Cena, still lives there. He's going to be causing chaos around town like, it's fine, it's my day. Technically, Cena isn't a junior, though both share the same name except for the middle. Same with me and my dad, the host replies. Different middle names? Will Cena ever get a street named after him? I hope not. But with only 3 streets in West Newbury, that'd be a big deal. Back to the big moment, Cena's final WWE run. 23 years performing, and this is it. We're down to the last shows, he explains. He announces retirement. 15 months in advance? Something that's basically unheard of in WWE. Superstars don't really retire. They just keep coming back, he says. But me, I'm done. December 13th, live on Peacock. That's my final match.